Hello, English 344 students. I am doing this very quick video to go over the resume with you guys. I just want to make sure that I am giving a very clear overview of what's expected. And if you guys like these, let me know, and I'll continue to do short videos on our assignments just to try to cover some questions that I anticipate that might be asked. Also, know that you can always send me an email or send me a text if you have questions or concerns or comments or anything, and I'd be happy to talk to you. So, one thing I want to say is I'm sure you've realized this class is moving incredibly fast. That's because this class has a written page requirement. So there are certain assignments that we have to do no matter how quickly the class is run, whether it's 16 weeks, 8 weeks, or 4. So that is why most weeks you're doing more than one module. I am working on getting everything graded, or at least most of it, between tonight and tomorrow. But it's 40 of you, so I just ask that you continue to be a little bit patient with me as I get through that. But just to make things easier on you, I wanted to go ahead and go over the resume. I'm going to do a separate video where I go over the cover letter, go over the templates that I've included, and just give you a quick overview. So I'm in our module now. If you notice, because we're moving at the speed of light, we're in module 8. Let's click the resume and go through that quickly. So every time you click an assignment, you're going to get a quick synopsis of the assignment, what's expected here. It says write and format a resume, and it has the sections that need to be included. This is a loose list because some of these things are not going to apply to you. For example, everybody doesn't have licenses and certifications, honors and awards, memberships, volunteerism. Most of you have technical proficiencies. Like, for example, if you're proficient in Microsoft Office, if you're proficient in InDesign or Adobe Pro, most of you know how to do something technical. So sort of dig in your bag of tricks here and see what you can put in this section. But if you don't have licenses and certs, if you don't have honors and awards, if you're not a member of any organizations, or if you haven't done any volunteerism, you can skip those sections. The things we cannot skip will be education and relevant experience. Those two are your non-negotiables. Without education and relevant experience, you don't need a resume, okay? So let's go ahead and look at the sample. I did provide some samples for you that are PDFs, but I actually want to look at this one that I just added. It's a resume fill-in template. Now, it is not perfect. There's a few mistakes on there that need to be fixed, but I'm going to show you those. And I like this template because it's very easy to edit. So let's look at this quickly and go over how we can fill this in, make it our own. So if you notice here, I'm going to go ahead and open it up in Word. So here we have a space for your name. So you'll just type your name. Do not change the bold text. Don't change the size of the text. Keep it exactly the same. You're going to put your address here, city, state. You notice there's commas here. Leave those in place. You're going to put your phone number. You're going to put your email address. If you have any issues about putting your address or your phone number here, you can make one up. I do not care. It does need to be your name, though. Here we have an overview section. This could also be a professional summary. Let's say you've got quite a bit of work experience. A professional summary might be more appropriate, and it's very easy to rename this section and then put your information right here. As far as education, there's a special layout here. There's a space for college information and high school information. For your college information, you want to follow this format. So you want to have the name of the college. So you're definitely going to put Fayetteville State University here, Fayetteville, North Carolina. You'll put whatever the name of your degree is. You need to write out the actual name of your degree. Don't put BS of Science, BA of Fine Arts. You're going to actually spell it out and write the technical name of your degree here. You're going to list your GPA, but only if it's 3.0 or above. If it's below 3.0, leave it off. That's nobody's business. And then here you put your anticipated graduation date. Under it, you'll put your high school information and then your dates of attendance. Make sure you include the word diploma to indicate that you've graduated from high school. If you didn't graduate from high school, but you received some sort of replacement, like a GED, that's fine also, okay? Here under experience, you want to put your work experience. And the template that you're going to look at, the one thing that's missing is the location. I did not put that on my template. That was an oversight on my part. I do suggest that you add location here, just so the employer knows not only where you worked, but the location of where you worked, making it easier for them to connect your resume and your application. Okay. So that's why I went ahead and typed on my own this city and state of my job here, wherever it is. And then you notice out here, I've got my dates that I've started working. You want to put your most recent job first. So you'll put the day that the month and year that you started here and to the present, if this is a job that you currently have. If it's a job that you had, but you're not working there anymore, you can just put the end date here. It'd be the month and the year. You put the company, the location. Under that, you want to put the full name of your title. So cashier associate, team lead, warehouse manager, financial accountant, executive assistant, junior stockbroker, whatever your full title is, you're going to put that here. And then underneath, if you notice that it is bulleted, you're going to put your job duties here. I've only got 3 here. I say you should have at least 3. You should probably have more than 3. This person's a cashier associate. If this was my student, I would tell them, I'm sure you've done more in your job than these things. So I would add a few more things. If you can't think of anything that you've done in your job because you're just having sort of a writer's block, that's okay. Google your job and your position and look and see what type of job duties come up. Look at the list and think of anything that you can pull for that list that's true for what you've done in your job and add that to your resume. Format here is really important. If you notice, every single bullet begins with an action verb. You can always Google action verbs for resumes. If you need more verbs, that's fine. These verbs are in present tense because this is a current job. So complete sales transactions, answer questions, run price checks, provide customer service. It's going to be in present tense because this is a present job. When we move on to our next job, which is a research assistant, if you notice, every bullet begins with an action verb, but it is in the past tense. Conducted, collected, prepared, recruited, maintained. I believe this was maintained. I had to add an ED to that. So check that out. And that's another thing too. Whenever you use a template, don't assume that everything's perfect on there. If you see something that needs to be tweaked, tweak it on your resume. That's fine. You have another job entry here. When you're done with all of your job entries, you can move on to the next section. Now, if you notice, these titles are not in the same order as the list that you had. You can either change them, or if, let's say, you don't have any community involvement, you can simply delete it. If you need to add an extra section, technical proficiencies wasn't originally here. If you needed to add another section, all you have to do is copy a section, copy, and simply paste. And there you go. And you can just change the name. Okay, so it's up to you. The best thing about this template is it is so easy to change. Okay, so if you need to add a section or rename something, it's very edit friendly. Okay, so also same with these dates here. If you see them get out of alignment because maybe you're adding a location, don't be afraid to use your tab key or backspace to kind of make sure that these are in proper alignment. You might have to play with it a little bit. So pretty much that's it. This is very easy. If you use this template, it is simple. It is straightforward. That is what your resume should look like. I know a lot of you like to include pictures and color and all of that. I'm here to tell you, as an employer who has hired people, we like resumes and cover letters that are simple, black and white, clean, and easy to follow. It needs to be boring and it needs to be easy to read. I don't want any color. I don't need any sparkles. I don't need your picture. Not that you guys are not beautiful. I've seen the most beautiful photos from my students. You guys look amazing, but I don't need that. The only time you need a sort of jazzed up resume or cover letter is if you're in an artistic field. So if you're a graphic designer, if you're a web designer, something like that, then this paper resume might not be your style. Your field might call for something different. But for most people, this will work. Okay. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. But like I said, no color, no weird fonts, no pictures, no overdone headings, nothing. Simple and boring. You see how boring and straight to the point this is? That's what we're looking for. And that's it. Oh, the last thing, when you're writing your job duties, please, please, please try to sell yourself. If you can quantify anything, do that. Meaning if you increase sales by 10%, put that in there. If you've supervised 15 people, put that in there. If you've done 5 peer reviews, put that in there. If you have served on a hiring panel, put that in there. You want to put numbers and percentages anywhere you can because that shows an employer that you get results. Your job is to push your accomplishments so that the employer looking at your resume has a very good feeling that you can do the job they're looking to fill. Employers are not looking to give you a chance. They're looking to hire somebody who can solve their problem. Okay, solve the problem that they're looking to solve anyway. As far as hiring, they're looking for somebody that can do the job, that has a vacancy. That's all. So your job is to really sell that and make yourself look like the most viable candidate. So anyway, I hope that helps. If you have questions, comments, concerns, do not hesitate to email me or send me a text message. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.